narrator talks about Rory, a creature watching TV while scientists investigate him, and then the first story begins. Welcome to Random Recaps. In this video, I am going to recap the movie. Seven friends travel in an RV to camp by a lake. One of the friends, Rob, records the entire trip. On the way to the lake, they encounter a do not enter sign, but they ignore it and arrive at the lake. Rob finds signs at the lake warning against swimming and declaring the lake cursed. He also finds a dead animal. Ignoring the warnings, 5 of the group go swimming while the other 2 stay behind. Kelly goes water skiing first, then Drew, then Robin, though she struggles. They notice a truck on the shore and realize Jared and Anna are missing. Robin manages to ski but is suddenly shot.
Look, what happened?
When her friends bring her back, she's covered in blood. Then everyone gets shot, and Kelly's mouth is blown apart. Rob and Drew are still alive, and Rob tries to start the boat, but they keep getting shot at. Eventually, Rob and Drew are killed. Afterward, Rob and the others come back to life with all their wounds.
What?
They go to the shore and find the truck is gone, and their RV has a number 7 drawn in blood. They discover Anna is dead. Rob wonders why Anna is dead, but they are not. Drew concludes that those who died didn't go into the water, which is why they are still alive.
That makes sense to me.
Robin asks Rob if he recorded the truck's license plate to track it down and get revenge, ending the story. The narrator returns to tell us about Rory, who was found on top of a hill and taken to Stammer University to be studied by a team under Dr. Spratling's supervision. Hoping to educate the being about human culture, Rory is kept in a small room with a TV showing various programs, including exercise videos. The doctor is convinced the team can communicate with Rory. Then we move to the next story. In 1985 in Mexico, a news team is preparing for the morning broadcast on Ajarita TV, with anchor Lucia de Leon and reporter Gabriela. An earthquake occurs during the broadcast, killing everyone in the studio except cameraman Luis. A rescue team helps him out of the rubble. Luis takes the camera to record everything as they try to leave the building, but everything is falling apart. In an aftershock, one of them, Javier, is mortally wounded and forces Carla, a co-worker, to hasten his death. Carla, Luis, Miguel, and Eddie continue trying to escape. Luis asks Carla to hold the camera, and Miguel gets angry, wanting him to stop recording. They reach a place where they hear a noise. Following it, they find a room with pre-Hispanic paintings on the walls and a statue of the Aztec god Mictlan. The god possesses Eddie, who disembowels himself and then kills Miguel. Mictlan materializes behind the possessed and kills him. Carla succumbs to the god's influence, kills Luis, and then, for some reason, strips naked and rips out Luis's heart as an offering. She kneels before the god, and everything collapses. In the end, Gabriela says, "Today, September 19th, around 7:20 a.m., will be a day to remember," ending the story. The narrator returns, saying the team had success with Rory. He mentions talking to Dr. Grayson, who left the study. She reveals that Rory could transform into anything. The scientists celebrate Rory's first month, and the next story begins. In the next story, an artist named Ada opens a show for a small audience in a theater. She explains that the world has killed God and replaced him with the god of technology. She presents a video demonstrating virtual reality software, a device allowing its user to exist simultaneously in the physical and digital planes. Ada complains about replacing the god worshipped for millennia with technology. She puts on virtual reality headsets, gloves, and a full bodysuit. Another video shows what Ada sees through her VR headsets. Ada decides to perform a ritual to summon the god of technology. She starts calling the god, and something appears in the video. She tries to remove the headsets but can't. The entity on the screen attacks and beats her. She realizes that what happens in the virtual world affects her in the real world, and she dies. The audience applauds, thinking it's part of the show, but when the headset is removed, we see her brain and eyes exposed. The story ends, and Rory now has tentacles. We move on to the next story. It starts with a teenager named Ruth recording a family gathering. Ruth's mother asks her to go out and bring more of Dad's salad for the party. Her cousin James asks for the camera to record. Outside, a young boy named Adam squirts Ruth with a water gun. She asks Adam where he got the water gun, and he says he got it from a woman in an RV.
Yeah, that one. Wait a minute!
Later that day, the party ends, and only a few family members stay to celebrate an old family tradition. Ruth's mother says she's proud to carry on the tradition with Ruth. Ruth gives a speech, saying that while others celebrate things like bar mitzvahs or quinceañeras, her family celebrates the number 7.
To the 7.
To the 7.
A tradition passed down for generations. Ruth says she has a video. She plays the video, revealing that she followed the young people from the first story to the lake and killed them. We realize Ruth's family tradition is to kill 7 people. Before seeing how Ruth kills the others at the lake, the police arrive at her house.
FBI, open up!
The family rushes to defend themselves, all armed. Ruth's mother tells her she has to fight and then kill to avoid dishonoring the family name. The family defends themselves, and James is scared, but Ruth insists they stay. The police kill Ruth's mother. James says he doesn't want to kill, so Ruth kills him. The police enter and kill Ruth. When the coroner examines Ruth, she wakes up in shock and kills the coroner. Ruth can't believe she's alive and tries to kill but revives again. The police take her away. We then see Robin filling the water gun with the magical lake water, revealing that she gave the water gun to the boy to squirt Ruth. Returning to Rory, we see the scientists watching Rory transform into a scientist named Gary, which Gary dislikes. Dr. Grayson calls an emergency meeting. She says Gary has never been in the room with Rory, so how could Rory transform into him? She deduces that Rory can see through the one-way mirror dividing Rory's room and the study room. Dr. Spratling sees this as Rory surpassing his limitations to establish contact, calling it a miracle. Dr. Grayson believes Dr. Spratling let something in when he lost rigor. She sympathizes with the people Spratling took with him. The next story begins. We see from the killer's perspective entering a house. We hear a woman named Karen calling 911 for help. The man enters the house, goes to the kitchen, grabs a weapon, goes upstairs and finds Karen. He grabs her, ties her up with silk tape, slits her throat with an electric carving knife, and gouges her eyes with a straight razor. The police arrive at the house. Detective Wayne tells his partner Bobby that the crime scene looks very familiar to a videotape they received at the station a week ago of a woman murdered. He realizes the woman is the same one from the video.
Jesus Christ, that tape is real. Yeah, but you said you got the tape last week. This happened a few hours ago.
We then see the same killer heading to another house. He enters the house and struggles with the man living there. He cuts off the man's fingers. The man tries to fight back but can't, and the killer ends up tearing off a piece of his leg and opening his chest. The police arrive, and Wayne explains to Bobby that he had seen footage of this murder on a videotape received days ago. Wayne tracks down the source of the tapes and captures the person responsible for sending them. The sender is revealed to be Bobby's son, Gunther. Gunther is interrogated about the tapes and explains that he saw the murders in his dreams, and his dreams manifested in the videotapes.
What the hell?
He sent them to the station as a warning. Wayne doesn't believe his story, but Bobby explains that his family has a psychic gift that allows them to see the future. He says his sister had the same powers but went crazy and killed her, and Gunther's cousin Wayne had the same powers. They then watch a new tape revealing another murder. We see the killer entering a house and his victim dismembered and decapitated. The officers recognize the street and go to investigate. Wayne asks Bobby if he knows the murdered woman. Knowing Bobby is lying, he says he also knew the first victim. The women in the first and last tapes accuse Bobby of sexual assault and harassment, and the man in the second tape was the lawyer representing the women. Wayne tells Bobby he found out he had to hand over his badge after the women accused him of assault and harassment. While questioning Bobby about his lies, Bobby shoots Wayne in the head.
Did you?
Bobby then heads to the house to commit the murder from Gunther's dream. The police find Wayne dead. Gunther realizes he is reliving his dream. Bobby returns to the station and finds Gunther. Gunther realizes Bobby committed the murders from his dreams. He reveals he knows how this ends, having seen it in a dream. Bobby tries to kill Gunther but is attacked by guards. Bobby kills the guards and is then killed by Gunther, ending the story. We return to Rory. Rory stops responding, which Dr. Spratling interprets as illness, but Dr. Grayson disagrees, suggesting that if Rory is as intelligent as Spratling claims, he might be manipulating them. Later that night, Dr. Grayson leaves the study. She tries to convince others to leave as well but fails and wonders why no one followed her. The documentary narrator reveals that although authorities shared footage of what happened at Stammer University, they will not show the footage due to its disturbing nature and concerns for the viewer's well-being.
Boo!
However, the footage is shown. After Dr. Grayson left, Dr. Spratling sends Gary into Rory's room to give him an adrenaline injection. But before Gary can do it, Rory suddenly grows a tentacle and attacks Gary. Gary tries to escape. The doctors try to help him, but Rory grabs him back with another tentacle. The doctors let go, and Rory kills Gary. Rory then proceeds to kill Margaret. Spratling and the cameraman try to leave the building, but Spratling's blood-soaked hands prevent them from escaping. Rory then kills the cameraman and Spratling. Rory pulls the cameraman, who is still holding the camera, and we see Rory using the scientists to mimic what he sees on TV. And that's how the movie ends. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.